You ever see those experiments where people just randomly fall in line behind someone else? Or have you ever noticed that if you look up, other people will start to randomly look up with you? Or if you're driving in traffic and you're stuck, you'll notice there's an entire lane that's completely empty that no one else is using. This happens because human beings like to follow others. We feel comfortable doing what we see other people do. That's why it's so hard to be a contrarian investor, because we'd rather be wrong together than be wrong by ourselves. But if you can notice this flaw in human logic, you'll be able to cut some lines and maybe make some money. Number 16, contrast misreaction tendency. This is one of the most powerful tactics used against us in negotiation. If you go to negotiate what you want to be paid and your expectations here, but their offer is way lower than what you expected, meeting in the middle might feel like a big win to us, even though it might still be not fair. A real estate agent might show you 3 horribly bad, insanely overpriced houses, and then they'll show you a 4th that's also bad, but kind of moderately somewhat overpriced. And that's how they can make the sale. Beware of these contrast misreaction tendencies. Number 17, stress influence tendency. We tend to do better in life when we feel a little stressed. But if there's too much stress, then it becomes a bad thing. So the point is not to make decisions quickly if you realize you're stressed. Number 18, availability misweighing tendency. After the 2008 housing crisis, a lot of investors swore they'd never invest in a house again, just because it was recent. It was a reminder to them of their failure and the risk they took. Unfortunately, a lot of those investors missed out on owning one of the best performing assets in the world. Charlie says that we have a tendency to overemphasize the importance of recent events, and we don't give enough credibility to what happened in the past. So he says the solution is to flip this formula. What happened recently, we shouldn't give as much value to, and we should give a little more value to what happened in the past so we can make them a little more even. Number 19, use it or lose it tendency. If we're not consistent and we don't practice the skills that we've learned in the past, eventually we lose them.